Hi everyone. I hope you are doing great. Today, I want to share a very personal and relatable story that got me thinking deeply about financial planning. A few days ago, I received a call from my dear friend, Priya. She sounded anxious yet determined, and her question really struck a chord with me. Priya had just been blessed with a baby boy, and as any responsible parent would, she was already thinking about securing her child's future. She asked me, I have 10,000 rupee to start investing for my son. I want him to have a solid foundation when he turns 20. What should I do? Should I go for mutual funds? What kind of returns can I expect, and what about the risks and taxes? At first, I could sense her worry. After all, we all want to give our children the best opportunities. But I also admired her foresight because planning for the long term is one of the smartest decisions you can make as a parent. As she poured out her questions, I realized how common these concerns are, not just for new parents but for anyone trying to make sense of the investment world. Mutual funds, SIPs, growth potential, risks, and taxes, it can all seem overwhelming. That's why I decided to make this video, not just to answer Priya's questions but also to guide anyone else who might feel lost when it comes to investing for the future. Let's break it down step by step. First, let's talk about mutual funds and why they're often recommended for long-term goals. Mutual funds pool money from many investors and invest it in different asset classes like equity, debt, or a mix of both. For someone like Priya, who has a 20-year horizon, equity mutual funds or hybrid funds can be excellent choices. Why? Because over the long term, equity has the potential to beat inflation and grow your money significantly. Now comes the question, how much can 10,000 rupees grow in 20 years? Let's consider a SIP approach where Priya decides to invest 10,000 rupee monthly. Assuming an average annual return of 12% from a well-managed equity mutual fund, her investment could grow to a staggering 1 crore rupees. Yes, 1 crore rupees. Isn't that amazing? The power of compounding truly works wonders over the long term. But here's the catch, it's not all smooth sailing. Let's talk about risks. Equity markets are volatile, which means there will be ups and downs along the way. However, history has shown that long-term investors who stay consistent often ride out the volatility and come out ahead. That's why I told Priya not to panic if she sees her portfolio value dip during market downturns. The key is to stay disciplined and not withdraw investments in a hurry. And then there's taxation. Many people overlook this aspect, but it's crucial to understand. For equity mutual funds, if you hold your investments for more than a year, you'll pay a long-term capital gains (LTCG) tax of 10% on gains above 1 lakh rupees in a financial year. But here's the good news, this tax is relatively low compared to other forms of income tax, and with proper planning, its impact can be minimized. So, in this video, I'll answer all these queries in a simple yet comprehensive way. Make sure to watch till the end to clear any doubts you have. But before we dive in, let me clarify that this video is for educational purposes only and not professional financial advice. Always consult a financial expert before making investment decisions. Let's get started. Question 1. What are mutual funds and how do they work? A mutual fund is a financial instrument where a group of people pool their money, which is then managed by professionals. These professionals invest in stocks, bonds, or other assets based on the fund's objective. The returns or losses are proportionally distributed among the investors. Mutual funds are broadly classified into two types. Fund managers actively research and pick stocks to maximize returns. For instance, funds like ICICI Prudential Technology Direct Plan invest in companies like Infosys, TCS, and Tech Mahindra. However, these funds charge higher expense ratios, example 0.7%, because of active management. These follow a preset index like the Nifty 50, investing in the top companies based on market capitalization. For example, SBI Nifty Index Fund invests in India's top 50 companies and charges a lower expense ratio, example 0.17%. Question 2. What is an SIP, Systematic Investment Plan? SIP allows you to invest a fixed amount in a mutual fund regularly, say monthly or quarterly. It's automated, hassle-free, and eliminates the need to time the market. Question 3. Which mutual fund is better? This is subjective, but I personally prefer index funds like the Nifty Index Fund for 3 reasons. Proven concept. Index funds are based on the principle that long-term market growth reflects the economy's progress. History shows that active funds often underperform index funds in the long run. Even Warren Buffett once bet $1 million that index funds would outperform actively managed funds, and he won. 2. Diversification. Index funds automatically diversify by investing in top companies. If one company underperforms, another may compensate for it. 3. Risk mitigation. Index funds rarely fail as they represent the best performing companies. Even if one drops out, another strong company replaces it. Question 4. What happens if I can't continue my SIP? No problem. Mutual funds are flexible. If you stop your SIP, your existing investments remain as they are, and you can restart anytime. You can even make a one-time lump sum investment. Question 5. How much return can I expect from an index fund? Historically, index funds in India have provided an average annual return of 12 to 15%. However, this isn't guaranteed and depends on market conditions. But over the long term, index funds generally outperform most fixed income instruments like FDs. Question 6. What if I withdraw during a market downturn? If you withdraw during a market dip, you might face losses. It's better to stay invested for the long term, ideally 10+ years, to ride out market fluctuations and maximize growth. Question 7. Which platform should I use for investing? You can use any SEBI-regulated platform like Groww, Zerodha, or even directly approach banks like SBI. Always verify your investments by cross-checking your folio number with the respective bank or AMC, asset management company. Question 8. Should I invest via SIP or a lump sum? This depends on market conditions. If the market is overvalued, example high pay ratios or Buffett indicator, SIPs are safer as they spread the risk over time. But if the market is undervalued, a lump sum investment can yield better returns. Mutual funds, especially index funds, are excellent for long-term wealth creation. They're simple, low cost, and efficient. If you are serious about investing, I highly recommend reading John Bogle's book, The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. I hope this video has helped you understand mutual funds better. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more such informative content. Let me know your questions in the comments, and I'll address them in future videos. Thank you, and happy investing!